Nigel Farage.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. If I can assure the honourable member for Rugby that Reform want healthcare to be free at the point of delivery. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Mr. Speaker. There appears to be some panic on that side of the House. I'm not surprised. To ask the Prime Minister, I'd like some advice, please. What do I say? Oh, they really are panicking, aren't they?
Order. I want to get this question over with. All you're doing is ensuring it goes on forever. Quick question.
To ask the Prime Minister for some advice, what do I say to 25,000 constituents in Clacton, including...
Either get on... No, you've got it. No, we're not both standing at the centre. Look, I need a quick question, then I can get you the answer. Come on.
What do I say, Prime Minister, to 25,000 constituents in Clacton, including 99-year-old Jim O'Dwyer, who flew a full set of missions on Lancaster bombers as tail end Charlie, as they're losing their winter fuel allowance, feeling the pinch, whilst at the same time we're prepared to give away a military base and pay £18 billion for the privilege of doing so.
Mr. Speaker, he talks of panic. The only panic is people using the NHS who know that under his policy he wants to charge them for using the NHS. And what he should say to the people of Clacton when he finally finds Clacton is that they should vote Labour because we're stabilising the economy and boosting the Dems.
Dictators cancel elections, not democracy. Dictators. 5.5 million voters in southern England are being denied the right to pass judgment on the performance of their councillors over the last 4 years. Interestingly, in areas where reform-werke are expected to do rather well. In cancelling these elections, Secretary of State, in cancelling them, you've admitted, the Secretary of State has admitted she doesn't know what will replace them. So it seems to me there is a serious risk, as previously mentioned, of not being ready in 12 months' time, in which case, can the Secretary of State be crystal clear what happens? Are they delayed a further year, or will they go ahead in May 2026?
Secretary of State.
Well, Madam Deputy Speaker, just kindly, when the member talks about dictators, it's Reform leader that hasn't faced and elected to get to his leadership position, but the only one that hasn't. And I say to the honourable member as well, look, we're not cancelling election. I've been really clear on the rationale, which is not unique. It's not something that hasn't been done before. It's for reorganisation. It's for further devolution, so people in that local area will get more powers from this government, which is what we promised through our manifesto, and we will continue to deliver for people. I've got a very strict and narrow guidance on why I allowed those areas to delay their elections, and I'm confident that they will be able to deliver. That's why I refused others. I've been very acutely aware that we want to make sure that people have a say in their local areas. This is what the devolution agenda is all about, giving local people more say and more powers.
Illegal migrants crossing the Channel are 24 times more likely to end up in British jails than British-born citizens. Yet this government allows thousands of unvetted males to enter this country who are going to commit horrific crimes like rape and murder, and there's some potential terrorists amongst them. So, does she agree with me? It's time to forget the silly legislation that the Labour MPs opposite are bleating on about, and it's time to detain these people and deport them, and we don't want to see any of these silly tags put on their ankles. Just detain and deport straight away.
Well, the honourable gentleman who I sat on the Home Affairs Select Committee with for a number of years will know that when, and I think actually he attended the visit to Manston when we were both on the Home Affairs Select Committee. Oh, well, perhaps he didn't. Well, it might have helped if he did, because at Manston, one of the things that happens is information biometrics are taken from people who come across in small boats. They are checked against records. So I just wish to I just wish the honourable gentleman might have a look at what actually happens. And I would say to him, I think the statistic that he's raising is one that comes from a newspaper. I don't think it's actually been verified, but I'm willing to have a look at it. But I think it is in the Sun newspaper, if I recall.
Nigel Farage.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Some of you want to get in a little later. If this takes forever, you won't get in. Nigel Farage.
Thank you. The main reason this country wisely voted for Brexit back in 2016, and that included millions of Labour supporters, is because we wanted to take back control of our borders so that we and we alone could decide who comes and settles in our country. Does the Prime Minister understand that demand today is even greater than it was back in 2016, and that we demand, the country demands, that you say to the French President...
Will you shut up?
That you say to the French President, we will not accept undocumented males across the English Channel, and that you are not dictated to by an increasingly arrogant anti-Brexit French president.
Mr. Speaker, we are fixing the mess that we inherited. We are working with other countries to ensure that we take the measures necessary to stop people crossing the Channel. They are serious answers to serious problems. His proposal for 10 years, wagging the Tory dog, has been to break everything and claim that's how you fix things, to stick two fingers up at your neighbours and then expect them to work with us. And he votes against the Borders Bill, which gives more powers to our law enforcement to deal with security at our borders. And, Mr. Speaker, the reason for that is he has no interest in fixing the problem because he wants to milk it and exploit it. That's the truth about him and his party.
Point forward, Lee Anderson.
Mr. Speaker, during PMQs today, the honourable member for Clacton asked what I thought was quite a reasonable question, because I knew what the question was going to be, but during PMQs, I couldn't hear a single word. I'm sure people in this chamber couldn't, because people like the honourable member for Dewsbury behind me never shut up all the way through. The honourable member for Clacton was trying to ask a reasonable question. We do not subscribe to this sort of dog whistle politics in Reform UK. So, Mr. Speaker, could you please give us advice on how to stop this behaviour in the future?
What I would say is I think Mr Farage is capable of dealing with his own battles, that we've seen on many occasions.
Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker. There is much to welcome within these proposals to enhance our democracy, particularly around safety of candidates. We at Reform are very much against votes for 16 to 17-year-olds. It's interesting to know that they themselves are completely split down the middle on this issue. But I would urge the Minister, in particular with regard to postal voting, we have grave concerns about the risks to security and the risks of impersonation of postal voting. I myself, Minister, have seen people carry bag loads of postal votes to a polling station on election day. That is surely completely wrong.
Minister.
I want to reassure the honourable gentleman that we take those issues very seriously. Personating another voter is a deliberate act of fraud. It completely undermines our democracy and is a serious criminal offence that will continue to be prosecuted. If he has examples, he should report it to the police.
Lee Anderson.
Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker. I've never heard such pathetic drivel in all my life from the Home Secretary and backbenchers. Of course, it's not the people smugglers bringing the illegal migrants over the Channel. It's the French warships who transport them halfway, give them to British border security. They then bring them to our shores, put them in buses and take them to hotels. The real people smugglers are the French authorities and the British authorities. So does she agree with me that the British Border Force should take these illegal migrants straight back to France?
Home Secretary.
Well, no one should be making these dangerous boat crossings. It undermines border security and puts lives at risk. But I would just say to him, if he really cares about stopping boats and stopping the criminals that organise them, why has he and his party repeatedly voted against bringing in counter-terrorism powers to go after the gangs? Why have they repeatedly voted against the new laws around illegal working to clamp down on people in the gig economy? Why has he repeatedly voted against stronger laws to have stronger and higher standards, against criminality in our asylum system? Time and again, they just vote against because they don't actually want to solve the problem. They just want to moan about it. They don't actually want to change anything with France, to get France to intervene in French waters, as this government has been working to get France to do. Instead, all they want to do is shout at the sea.
Yeah. Thank you. It may be a great irony that a Remainer Prime Minister used Brexit freedoms as effectively as he did yesterday. Indeed, as Number 10 briefed, we are now in a unique position compared to the rest of Europe, and yesterday was a triumph. I also applaud him making such positive words about President Trump and our relationship with America, even if nobody behind him agrees. But here's the key. President Zelensky has now accepted that he's going to sign the minerals agreement with America. And America's going to put in $100 billion or whatever it is, and thousands of Americans will be in Ukraine. Is that of itself enough of a security guarantee? No. Or does it mean that we need to send British troops? And if we do, given the size of our army, how many?
The mineral deal is not enough on its own. But can I just remind him, Russia is the aggressor. Zelensky is a war leader whose country has been invaded. And we should all be supporting him and not fawning over Putin.